The F-35 is the most expensive weapon ever made. It has stealth capabilities that make it almost invisible to enemy radar systems. And it has an incredibly versatile platform that can be used for everything from close air support to deep penetration strikes. In fact, the F-35 is so advanced that many believe it's simply unbeatable in the skies today. But what if that isn't entirely true? In today's episode, we'll take a closer look at the F-35's main competitor, the Russian Su-57, and explore how it matches up against America's top dog fighter jet. We'll examine the strengths and weaknesses of both aircraft and see which one comes out on top. So stay tuned, because this is going to be one epic showdown. Let's start by taking a look at the origins of each aircraft. The F-35 was developed by Lockheed Martin's legendary Skunk Works division, which is also responsible for some of the most famous aircraft in history, including the U-2 spy plane and the SR-71 Blackbird. The goal in developing the F-35 was to create a multi-role fighter jet that could perform a variety of missions, including air superiority, ground attack, and reconnaissance. After years of development and testing, the F-35 entered service in 2016 and has since become the most advanced fighter jet in the world. On the other hand, the T-57 has a much longer history dating back to the Soviet era. Development began in the early 1990s, but the project was canceled in 1993 due to lack of funding. However, the project was revived in 2002, and the first prototype flew in 2010. Despite its advanced capabilities, the Su-57 has not yet entered service in large numbers, and only a small number of these fighter jets are believed to be operational today. When it comes to design, both the F-35 and the T-57 are stealth fighters, meaning they have been designed to minimize their radar signature and avoid detection by enemy air defense systems. The F-35 is a low-slung, blended wing body configuration with a single engine and a V-tail. The Su-57, on the other hand, is a more traditional delta wing design with two engines and a conventional tail. However, despite this difference in design, both aircraft are highly effective at reducing their radar cross-section, or RCS, which is a measure of how well an aircraft can hide from enemy radar. Now let's talk about stealth, because this is where things get really interesting. The F-35 is widely regarded as being the stealthiest fighter jet in the world. Its combination of a low-slung design, advanced materials, and radar-absorbing coatings make it extremely difficult to detect on radar. In fact, the F-35's RCS is estimated to be less than 1 square meter, which is about the size of a basketball. That's why the F-35 is often referred to as a fifth-generation fighter jet, with the fifth generation referring to its stealth capabilities. The Su-57, on the other hand, is considered to be less stealthy than the F-35, although it is still very effective at avoiding detection. This is mainly due to its more traditional design, which makes it more reflective of radar waves and results in a larger radar cross-section. According to some estimates, the Su-57's RCS is around 10 square meters, which is about the size of a soccer ball. So while the Su-57 is definitely stealthy, it just doesn't quite match up to the F-35's stealth capabilities. But stealth is just one piece of the puzzle when it comes to winning air-to-air combat. Another important factor is speed. In this area, the Su-57 really shines. With its two powerful engines, the Su-57 can reach speeds of up to Mach 1.6, which is more than twice the speed of sound. This makes it one of the fastest fighter jets in the world. In contrast, the F-35 is not as fast, with a top speed of around Mach 1.4. This is still very impressive, but it just doesn't match up to the sheer speed of the Su-57. Of course, speed isn't everything when it comes to air-to-air combat. Maneuverability is also important. And here's where the F-35 really shines. The F-35 is incredibly agile and can perform sharp turns and rapid maneuvers with ease. This makes it very difficult for enemy pilots to lock onto them with their weapons. In contrast, the Su-57 is not as maneuverable, but it's still very capable in this area. In fact, it's considered to be one of the most maneuverable fourth-generation fighter jets. But what about firepower? After all, what good is being stealthy or maneuverable if you can't actually hit your target? Both the F-35 and the Su-57 are armed with a variety of air-to-air and air-to-ground weapons. The F-35 carries its weapons on internal hardpoints, which helps to maintain its stealth profile. The F-35's main weapon is the 25mm GAU-22, a gun, which fires high-explosive armor-piercing rounds. It can also carry a variety of air-to-air missiles, including the AIM-9 Sidewinder and the AIM-120 AMRAAM for ground attacks. The F-35 can carry bombs, laser-guided munitions, and joint direct attack munition-guided bombs. The Su-57, on the other hand, carries its weapons on both internal and external hardpoints. Its main weapon is the 30mm BRN-9A gun, which fires larger and heavier rounds than the F-35's GAU-2A. The Su-57 can also carry a variety of air-to-air missiles, including the R-37 and R-77. For ground attacks, it can carry bombs, unguided rockets, and the KH-32 cruise missile. So which aircraft comes out on top when it comes to firepower? Well, that's tough to say. The F-35 has a smaller but more advanced arsenal of weapons, while the Su-57 has a larger caliber gun and can carry more weapons overall. It really depends on how you approach it. So now we know the strengths and weaknesses of each aircraft. Let's see how they would fare in a hypothetical dogfight. If we put aside stealth and other advanced technologies for a moment, the fight would come down to raw speed and maneuverability. And as we saw earlier, the Su-57 has a clear advantage in speed, while the F-35 is more maneuverable. However, when you factor in stealth, the equation changes dramatically. The F-35's stealth capabilities give it a huge advantage in terms of survivability. If the F-35 can maintain its stealth profile, it will be very difficult for the Su-57 to detect and lock onto it with its weapons. On the other hand, the Su-57 stealth isn't as advanced as the F-35's, so it will be easier for the F-35 to detect and track it on radar. Another important factor to consider is the avionics and sensors of each aircraft. The F-35 has a state-of-the-art PG-81 active electronically scanned array radar, which is considered to be the best radar in the world. It also has a distributed aperture system that gives it 360-degree infrared search and track capability. The Su-57, on the other hand, has an older radar, the NO36, which is not as advanced as the PG-81. However, it does have an infrared search and track capability. When it comes to electronics, the F-35 is clearly superior. The F-35's advanced sensors and avionics give it a significant advantage in terms of situational awareness. The F-35 can detect enemy aircraft at longer ranges and can track multiple targets at once. The Su-57, on the other hand, is not as advanced in this area, although it is still very capable. And that's where the F-35 really shines. The F-35 is considered to be the most advanced fighter jet in the world, and it's not even close. Its combination of stealth, speed, maneuverability, firepower, and avionics make it a formidable opponent in the skies. In fact, the F-35 is so advanced that many believe it's unbeatable in a one-on-one dogfight. The Su-57, on the other hand, is a very capable fighter jet, but it just doesn't match up to the F-35 in terms of technology. Its stealth capabilities aren't as advanced, its radar and avionics are older, and its overall design is less advanced. Of course, this doesn't mean that the Su-57 is a bad fighter jet. It's still very capable, and it would be a match for many fourth-generation fighter jets. But when it comes to taking on the F-35, it just doesn't stand a chance. If these two fighter jets were to go head-to-head in a dogfight, the winner would be clear. The F-35 would use its stealth capabilities to get close to the Su-57, and then it would unleash its superior firepower. There would be no way for the Su-57 to escape, as the F-35's speed and maneuverability would be too much for it to handle. Well, there you have it. In the highly anticipated showdown between the F-35 and the Su-57, the F-35 emerges as the clear winner. Its advanced stealth capabilities, combined with its powerful radar, state-of-the-art avionics, and impressive speed and maneuverability, make it a formidable force in the sky. While the Su-57 puts up a good fight, it ultimately falls short against the F-35's technological prowess. The result, a resounding victory for the F-35, cementing its position as the king of the skies. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this thrilling showdown between two of the most advanced fighter jets in the world. If you did, please don't forget to leave us a thumbs up and subscribe for more exciting content. Until next time, keep soaring to new heights and exploring the fascinating world of aviation.